All right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? All my people in Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, all in Staten Island, my homeborough, Brooklyn. Back at another video, and this is going to be my opinion on who is the best player left in the NBA playoffs. Of all the stars or superstars we have left in the conference finals, we have Paul George, we have Devin Booker, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, we have Trae Young. Then, of course, got guys who are out, such as Kawhi Leonard and Chris Paul. Since they're out, I won't necessarily count them. I'll just count these four guys. And the best player left in the playoffs, in my view, is this guy right here, the Greek Freak. You look at him, 6'11", damn near 7 feet tall, the skill set he has. He's been a two-time MVP already, a Defensive Player of the Year. One of three guys to win Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same season. The other two being Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. Giannis, he's been in the conference finals before. They lost in 6 to the Kawhi Leonard Raptors. Giannis, in my view, is the best player in the playoffs. That's who I have number one. Devin Booker, in my eyes, would be number two. Devin Booker, and that's a tough one, between him and Paul George. Paul George led the Pacers to the conference finals back-to-back in 2013 and 2014. They lost both times to the Miami Heat. But, Paul George, you can't really trust him in a big moment. I know he's kind of changing the narrative on his career in this postseason, from pandemic P to playoff P and stuff like that. He's kind of changing the narrative for the most part. But, to me, the Clippers haven't won yet. It's not over yet. They haven't won a championship yet. They aren't even in the finals yet. So he's got to, really win a championship to kind of solidify that to me, kind of destroy that narrative about his career to me. So I'll give it to Devin Booker, and then PG be number 3. Number 4 would be Trae Young. For a guy, and I honestly could put him higher. For a guy who's in his first playoff run, he's playing great. Like he's playing great. First against my New York Knicks in the first round, he beat them. They'll drop 32, 30, 21, 27, and 36. And for that entire series, averaged 29 points and 10 assists. And 10 assists. Trae Young's been playing out of his mind. They beat the Knicks at 5, then to upset the Philadelphia 76ers. Nobody thought, well, they're pretty sure there are people in Atlanta who thought, but most people probably didn't think they were going to beat the Sixers. They ended up beating with the second MVP voting in Joel Embiid and beat him in 7. Trae averaged 29 points, 2 steals, and 11 assists in that series. He's been playing extraordinary for his first postseason run. Okay, I wish I could put him higher, but those other guys, Giannis and Paul George have playoff credibility, and personally, I would take Devin Booker on my team over Trae Young. That's just my opinion. Okay, but hey, Trae Young's been playing great. You can credit that to him. You can credit that to Nate McMillan, all you want to, but somebody's averaging all these points and beating the Knicks and beating Philly. So that's just my take. That's how I would rank it. Giannis 1, Devin Booker 2, with a slight edge over Paul George. Paul George 3, and then Trae Young 4. You know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. Trae Young's in the conference finals. He's in the conference finals. So that's not a bad thing. Him being 4. So all you Hawks fans and Trae Young's fans who might get mad at this, that's not bad. Look who's ahead of him. A 2-time MVP is ahead of him. You have a guy who dropped 70 points in the game. Granted, they lost, but in Devin Booker, and you have Paul George. So that's just my take on it. Look, I already gave my predictions. I predicted the Bucks would win the series over the Hawks, but if the Hawks won, I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't. I picked, if Kawhi Leonard comes back, which I'm pretty sure he will, I take the Clippers to win. But if he doesn't, I'll take the Suns are going to win, in my view. All right? But, that's just my 2 cents. Who's the best player in the playoffs, left in the playoffs in your eyes? Is it Trae? Is it Paul? Is it one of the guys who are out, Chris Paul, Kawhi, when they come back? You think they'll be the best player in the playoffs? Is it Giannis? Is it Booker? Tell me in the comment section down below. See you all.